What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's having an awesome day, a blessed day, and I hope everybody's in a joyful mood. But I'm here today to show y'all how to replace the serpentine belt. Now, this is my daddy's truck. He went to O'Reilly's and they gave him the wrong belt. That's a number, last 3 digits, 981. We struggled to put that belt on, and it just wouldn't go on. And kind of find out, I'm about to give you the right part number for a 1999 Ford F-150 5.4 liter serpentine belt replacement. Here is the correct number, K080991. All right, so those of you who are not familiar with or going to be doing the serpentine belt for your first time, that's a part number for a 5.4 liter. Now, there is a graph right here. It shows you for the 4.6 and the 5.4 liter. There's a sticker when you open up your hood. It shows you the graph. I'm not going to go into detail. It should specify what pulley is what and accessories you have. But so if you take the belt off and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't remember how it goes on. So there's a graph. Now, there's a tensioner. See if I can get close enough. All right, so there's a tensioner right there. Be cautious when you're putting pressure on that tensioner, because that's a self-adjusting tensioner, like automatic tensioner. I can't remember the specific name, but it's spring-loaded, and you can break it. So if you overextend it, that tensioner, it'll break, and the spring will just. But anyway, so keep that tactful, keep that in mind. There is like a little notch when you're going across a groove, and when it pegs out, don't try to force it anymore. So that's how I kind of came to the conclusion that this was the wrong belt. And so I went to my O'Reilly store here in where I live at, and they looked it up, said it was the wrong one. They gave my daddy, the belt for an Expedition, but he needed the one for an F-150. So you're gonna need a ratchet. I prefer a ratchet, so and if you get in there, you can start ratcheting it instead of a pry bar. That tensioner has a groove. It's this size, 1/2 inch. This is a 3/8 adapter, and so you can use anything you want. If you have a 1/2 inch ratchet, whatever, just whatever kind of tools you have on hand. But if you are kind of curious what you need to know, I have a Matco serpentine belt kit. I'll give you the serial number for that if you're interested in purchasing a Matco. Not from me, I'm just saying I love Matco, and I just prefer Matco over a lot of stuff. That's just me. I'm a Matco guy. But so this is a 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter. So that point right there, you're gonna get it into the tensioner down there. There's a little groove in there, and as soon as you put it in there, you're going to pry this way. And be cautious, be careful. And as soon as you get the belt off, slide it over the alternator like so. So let me get this belt off. And then another thing, there's some vehicles, you know, you have to kind of loop through the fan shroud, like older vehicles, stuff like that. This one you don't. You have to loop it through the tensioner. I don't know if y'all can see it, but you have to slide the belt through. So how I would do it, I would start off on the right side. I would loop it over the alternator, go under the power steering pump, trying to look at this stuff, and then it has to come up over the water pump and then under the crank, and then the rest of the belt, you loop it through the hole of the tensioner, loop it through the loop, because the back side of the belt is going to be on this pulley. So, or idler, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so that's that. Let me go ahead and take the belt off, and I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to put the new belt on. All right, so this is the new belt. About to get up here.
Is this for me?
Yep. Grunting is involved when you're old
And hurt.
Yeah. You want to go around on the right side of the water pump.
I'm trying to get it, y'all, but I also don't want to fall and die.
It's okay if she falls and dies. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and loop it on the back side. All right. The air filter box is on the way. Nope. All right, everybody. So in case you're wondering what I did, I slipped the belt on the right side. I started trying to work on the right side first because you have to slip the belt through the tensioner right here in this groove. That's the only way to get the belt around there. Then you go over the AC compressor. As soon as you loop it through the AC compressor, you have it pulled through, has it come around the tensioner under the crank, and then it comes back up over the water pump and goes back down to the power steering pump. Now I'm getting ready to tighten this, but let me show you the graph. Here it is right here. When you had the belt, I started on this side. You want to go around, and then you loop the rest of the belt through the tensioner right there. The tensioner is actually folded down right now, or no, it's folded up, that's right. And then you loop it through, get it over the AC belt, and then it's going to rub against that idler, that pulley, And then you go straight down on the crankshaft, go up over the water pump, straight back down over the power steering pump, and over the alternator. That's exactly how I did it. But for those of you who are doing this for the first time, just keep in mind, when you take the belt off, go toward the driver's side, release tension off the tensioner, and then pop it off the alternator.
You're okay. Hey, can you get my hat for me? Let me know when you're ready.
All right, so now I'm about to put the belt on. You want to be careful with the tensioner. Like I said, if you apply too much pressure, it'll break.
Do you want me to push while you pull?
Nope. Almost got it. There. Now, I have the new belt on, but before you crank it up, you want to make sure it is on all the grooves, on the lips of each accessory. Don't disregard the pulley, just make sure it's on there. But as I can see, it's on the alternator, it's on the water pump. Now I can look at the power steering pump and visually see that it's on the grooves. But now let's go under the truck and check everything. All right, it looks flush on the crank, nice and smooth on the AC compressor. Everything's flush. And now I'm gonna visually check the power steering pump again, nice and flush. Now that is, whoo, the sunlight's glaring on the camera, sorry y'all. But that is what y'all want. Everything is flush. Make sure everything is flush on the grooves, because if you had the belt off a hair, it will shred your new belt to pieces. Now, new belt is on. As you can see, new belt is on. So let's remove the ratchet after we've checked all the grooves. All right, there's the ratchet. You never want to forget your ratchet. Take it off. All right, now everything's on there. Now let's crank it up and see how she does. Checking over everything. All the belts are, I meant the belt. The serpentine belt is intact and looks good. So on this section of how to, I taught y'all the right part number on the belt. For the 5.4 liter 1999 F-150. I showed y'all the quickest, easiest way how to do it. If you have any questions, comments, please comment below. And I will also get you that part number coming up soon of the serpentine belt kit for the matte code. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe, like that video, and stay tuned.